Hello guys, welcome again. This is the first session of Introduction to Cloud Computing. Under this we will discuss about what is cloud computing, why it's called cloud computing, history of cloud computing, and then we will discuss about benefit of cloud computing. So what is a cloud computing? Cloud computing is the delivery of on-demand computing services from applications to storage and processing power typically over the internet and a pay-as-you-go basis. It is a general term for anything that involves delivering hosted services over the internet. Cloud computing is on-demand access via the internet to computing resources. The term cloud computing also refers to the technology that makes cloud work. This includes some form of visualized IT infrastructure servers, operating system software and networking. Cloud computing is a more efficient way of delivering computing sources with cloud computing software and service environments and subscription based. Ultimately, the cloud is just a metaphor for the internet. For it to be considered cloud computing, you need to access your data or your programs over the internet. So, it is the delivery of different services through the internet. It is a popular option for people and businesses for a number of reasons, including cost savings, increased productivity, speed and efficiency, performance and security. It is named as such because the information being accessed is found remotely in the cloud or a virtual space. Companies that provide cloud services enable users to store files and applications on remote servers and then access all the data via the internet. This means the user is not required to be in a specific place to gain access to it and allowing the user to work remotely. It can be both public and private. To be considered cloud computing, you need to access your data or your programs over the internet, or at the very last have that data synced with other information over the web. So, we can say that with an online connection cloud computing can be done anywhere and anytime. So, as we discussed, it means processing power over the internet, on demand access via the internet. It's an efficient way of delivering computing resources, and it deliver different services through the internet, and it is cost savings, increased productivity, speed and efficiency, performance and security. So, these are means cloud computing. So, why it's called cloud computing? A fundamental concept behind cloud computing is that the location of the service and many of the details such as the hardware or operating system on which it is running are largely irrelevant to the user. The information being accessed is found remotely in the cloud or a virtual space. Companies that provide cloud services enables users to store files and applications on remote servers and then access all the data via the internet. The information being accessed is found in the clouds and doesn't require a user to be in a specific place to gain access to it. Companies are not required to own their own servers and can use capacity leased from third parties. Because of that, cloud computing allows companies to reduce the cost of information management. The cloud like a structure also allows companies to upgrade software more quickly. So, if we talk about history of cloud computing, cloud computing is not latest technology. It has evolved through a number of phases, which includes grid computing, utility computing, application service provision, and software as a service. By the 2020 to 2021, the cloud computing market is forecast to exceed $241 billion. But how did we get here, and where did all this started is the history of cloud computing. So, cloud computing history can be traced its origins back to the 1950s, when organizations with sufficient financial resources began using an increasingly complex and over-changing system of mainframe computers to process their data. In those days, mainframe computers were huge and expensive. So, in 1955, John McCarthy, who originally coined the term artificial intelligence or AI, developed a theory of sharing computing time between an entire group users. McCarthy's theory of time sharing was a conceptual vehicle for getting the most out of the computing time available, and making computing time available to smaller companies that could not afford to buy their own mainframes. In the early 1960s, the computer scientist John McCarthy came up with a concept of time sharing, as I told, and enabling organization to simultaneously use an expensive mainframes. And in 1969, the idea of an intergalactic computer network or a galactic network, means a computer networking concept similar to today's internet, and it was introduced by JCR Licklider, who was responsible for enabling the development of Advanced Research Projects Agency Network or ARPANET. His vision was for everyone on the globe to be interconnected and being able to access programs and data at any site from anywhere. In 1970, using virtualization software like VMware, it became possible to run more than one operating system simultaneously. An isolated environment, it was possible to run a completely different computer inside a different operating system. In 1997, the first known definition of the term cloud computing seems to be by Professor Ramnath Chelepa in Dallas. A computing paradigm where the boundaries of the computing will be determined by economic rather than technical limits alone. In 1999, the arrival of Salesforce.com pioneered the concept of delivering enterprise applications via a simple website. The services firm covered the way for both specialist and mainstream software firms to deliver applications over the internet. In 2003, the first public release of Xen, which creates a virtual machine monitor or VMM, also known as hypervisor, a software system that allows the execution of multiple virtual guest operating systems simultaneously on a single machine. In 2006, Amazon expanded its cloud services First was its Elastic Compute Cloud or EC2, which allowed people to access computers and run their own applications on them, all on the cloud. Then they brought out simple storage services or S3. This introduced the pay as you go model to both users and the industry as a whole, and it has basically become standard practice now. In 2013, the worldwide public cloud services market totaled a 78 billion pound, up 18.5% on 2012 or 2012, with infrastructure as a service the fastest growing market service. In 2014 or 2014, global businesses spending for infrastructure and service related to the cloud was reached and eliminated 103.8 billion pound, up 20% from the amount spent in 2013. Next topic is benefits of cloud computing. If we talk about benefits of cloud computing, these are the main benefits of cloud computing. So first one is reduced costs. It means companies that use cloud system dramatically reduce the cost of purchasing hardware and software. They no longer have to purchase local servers and data centers that require specialized management and maintenance personnel, take up physical space and consume energy. In addition, cloud computing virtually eliminates downtime, a term that refers to periods when a computer system is due to failure, maintenance or other causes. Recording downtime in a cloud ecosystem is very rare, or you can say, and increasingly so as technology advances. Next one is scalability. The success and widespread use of the cloud comes from its ability to solve one problem like no other technology, the problem of scalability. For a successful startup that is growing rapidly, this growth could be stifled if the infrastructure employed is not scalable and doesn't allow it to increase operations quickly. The elasticity of cloud computing systems is built to overcome such problems. With the cloud, you can manage services and computing capacity on demand and expand your infrastructure as needed. At the same time, where necessary, this infrastructure can also contract when needed, without an impact on investment and with maximum flexibility. In short, scalability remains perhaps the main advantage of cloud computing systems. It is a no coincidence that DOCSIS cloud systems have been included in reports from leading analytics like Gartner, Forrester and Madison Advisor, precisely because of their great flexibility and scalability, which ensures high productivity and optimization of IT cost. Next benefit is performance. A single enterprise data center in most cases cannot compete with the network of data center provided by specialized companies such as DOCSIS in terms of security, performance, speed and efficiency. First of all, since most services are provided on demand, you can have huge amounts of computing resources available in a short time with great ease and flexibility. and without expensive investments. At the same time, by hosting platforms, software, and databases remotely, cloud services allow you to free up memory and computational power on your company's individual computers. The obvious consequence is in fact that the marked improvement in performance. Next is productivity. Productivity from an omni-channel point of view. Means cloud computing drastically reduces the time required to set up a local data center with different hardware and software configurations and a whole series of routine IT actions. Instead, all of this is outsourced, but without the cost increase. Indeed, as we have seen in the first point, the opposite is true. Relying on cloud service providers also allows you to leverage know-how which is valuable for ensuring that your infrastructure is tailored to your business as possible. In addition, cloud computing allows easy access to data and business platforms from all types of devices, from the classic desktop to mobile devices, which are increasingly becoming uh, tools for the workplace. Of course, this type of service and its interfaces must be designed in most effective way possible and from an omni-channel point of view. The last one is reliability and safety. In this last point, we bring together two different sides that are closely related in the cloud. In terms of the reliability, the advantages of the cloud are immediate. Consider the enormous risk of data loss with cloud storage. This risk basically ceases to exist. All the data is always available even in the event of a corporate device failure. In addition, the leading cloud services providers have data recovery procedures designed for every type of emergency scenario. Even on a cybersecurity front, cloud service providers can ensure unparalleled focus on in-house storage and sharing systems. In our current ecosystem, a single hacker attack or a single major data breach can compromise a company's revenue, image, and therefore customers' loyalty. So these are risks that no organization can afford to take. Thanks to specialized expertise and technologies that are shared for all its customer, cloud services providers are able to provide a high level of security that exceeds what individual companies are able to attain, with the added benefits that security is kept constantly up to date. So these are the 5 major benefits of cloud computing. I hope this tutorial is very useful for you all. See you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Happy learning.